They say the moment you buy a car, it loses value. Once you drive it out of the showroom, you don't finish. The price go reduce. But in Nigeria, the opposite happens. A 2003 Toyota Corolla that cost 1.3 million naira in 2020 now goes for 4.8 million naira. Na Nigerian user who they follow you, they buy tokunbo for this economy. Same car, a higher mileage, but with a higher price tag. And bread, ordinary sliced bread, 250 naira in 2015, 1,800 naira today. Our daily bread don't turn super story. If you are earning minimum wage and you buy bread daily, by month end, you will just have 16,000 naira. So, what exactly is going on? Is it greed by traders? Is it bad leadership? Or is it something sinister? A system quietly stealing from every Nigerian bank account? That is what I wanted to find out. When I first heard we import wheat, I thought, na for people wey like foreign bread. Then I discovered we import 97% of all the wheat we eat. Only 3% comes from our own soil. Now, wheat becomes flour, and flour becomes bread. So, even your Agege bread, the one you call local, depends on the dollar. Our cars, imported. Our phones, imported. Petrol, kerosene, diesel, imported. Almost everything you touch in Nigeria has a dollar string tied to it. So, when the dollar sneezes, Nigeria catches malaria. When the exchange rate moves, everything shakes. Bread, rent, transport, school fees, even your jollof rice. Ask people why prices keep rising, and you will hear the usual, it's corruption, it's the politicians, it's because we print too much money. All partly true, but not the full picture. Because even when Nigeria earns billions from crude oil, even when ships are leaving our ports every day, the Naira still falls. So, the real question isn't who is stealing. It's actually how our system is built. Let's start simple. The Naira is only useful inside Nigeria. You can't buy shawarma in Dubai with it. So, when Norway or America buys our crude oil, they don't pay us in Naira. They pay in dollars, because that's the global money everybody respects. Now, imagine you own an oil company. You've sold your shipment and the dollars have entered your Nigerian bank account. But your workers, drivers, and suppliers need Naira. You can't pay fuel attendants or welders in dollars. So, you tell your bank, I've got dollars, abeg, wanna give me Naira. The bank buys your dollars and gives you Naira. Then, that bank sells those dollars to the Central Bank of Nigeria, the CBN. And the CBN keeps them in what is called our foreign exchange reserves. Don't let the name confuse you. It's basically Nigeria's big dollar pot. That pot is what we use to buy things from outside the country. Phones, fuel, wheat, even to pay for visas. Now, let me make this make sense. When Nigeria sells 1 drum of crude oil, let's say we earn $10,000. That $10,000 will eventually find its way into the central bank's dollar pot, because everyone that collects it will keep exchanging part of it for Naira to pay workers, transporters, or even to buy food. Now, imagine a trader here in Abuja who sells gadgets. He's made some money, in Naira of course, and wants to restock. So he goes to his bank and say, abeg, I need $8,000 to import new phones from China. His bank then contacts the CBN to get him dollars. The CBN gives out $8,000 from that same pot where the $10,000 crude oil money entered. So, after this one transaction, $2,000 remains in the pot. Now, imagine this happening thousands of times every single day. Some people bringing in dollars through exports, others taking out dollars to import. That is how our system really works. When we export, dollars enter the CBN. When we import, dollars leave the CBN. If by the end of the month, the dollars entering are more than the dollars leaving, we say Nigeria has a trade surplus. Think about that for a second. It means our CBN is getting more dollars. They must keep giving out more Naira in exchange. Do you get that? They can't just collect dollar without exchanging something. So if they're getting dollars, they are giving out Naira. It's an exchange. So if they're getting more dollars, obviously they're giving out more Naira. So there's high demand for Naira. The Naira feels strong and appreciates in value. But when we buy more than we sell, when import is more than export, the opposite happens. Traders need more dollars to restock from abroad. If the CBN's dollar pot is drying up, the bank starts swapping dollars for Naira faster than it is refilling. So, plenty Naira is chasing few dollars. And when people start preferring dollars over Naira, they are willing to give more and more Naira just to get the same $1. That is how the Naira weakens right before our eyes. Don't get me wrong, we all make this decision. We choose to give up more Naira for the dollar. In 2020, $100 was 36,000 Naira. Now, 5 years on, $100 is 140,000 Naira. That is how all this exchange rate wahala starts. Between April and June 2025, Nigeria sold goods to other countries worth about 22.7 trillion Naira, and we bought goods worth 15.2 trillion Naira. That means we still had around 7 trillion Naira left over. That's called a trade surplus. Those extra dollars enter the pot. Now, how does the government try to stop this? Simple. They either borrow or raise interest rates to attract new dollars. Let's break that down. When Nigeria needs dollars fast, the central bank say, Oyinbo, 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 shush, Oyinbo, Oyinbo, come. Abeg, bring your money. Keep it here for 1 year, and we will pay you back with interest. Imagine you lend Nigeria 100 bags of rice today. After 1 year, they promise to return 125 bags of rice. That extra 25 bags, that is interest. That is how the CBN attracts foreign money, by promising juicy returns. And it works. Foreigners bring in their dollars because they want that sweet interest that money will generate. Suddenly, Nigeria has more dollars flowing into the CBN pot. But think am well. When those investors come back next year, Nigeria must look for dollars to pay them back, plus the interest. So, we borrow to fill the pot today, but tomorrow, we have to pour even more dollars out of it. It is like fetching water with a basket. It looks full for a moment, then starts leaking again. And the thing is that when interest rates rise like that, borrowing within Nigeria becomes a problem too. Small businesses can't take loans because it's too expensive to pay back. Companies stop expanding and jobs slow down. Since they are not expanding, they are not employing more people, and it slows the economy. So, the same medicine that cures the short-term back pain ends up giving long-term kidney failure. Now, let's talk about inflation, the slow, silent thief that reduces the value of your money. Inflation is when 1,000 naira start behaving like 500 naira. It is when your salary stays the same, but everything around you doubles in price. Here is why that matters for the exchange rate. When prices rise too fast inside Nigeria, our goods become more expensive compared to goods from other countries. Let me show you. Say 1 cup of cashew is 1,500 naira and the exchange rate is 1,500 naira per dollar. So, to a foreign buyer, that cup of cashew costs $1. Next month, inflation pushes the price to 1,800 naira, but the exchange rate is still 1,500 naira. Now, that same cup of cashew costs $1.20 to the foreign buyer. The foreign buyer is like, Mona, wait first, just chill. Price don't move from $1 to $1.20. Just wait. Wait, ma check Ghana, ma check Ivory Coast, Togo, they get cashew to ma check. He checks Ghana or Ivory Coast or Togo and sees the same cup of cashew for $1 or 90 cents. What will he do? He will buy from them. He either reduces what he's buying from you or just completely stop buying from you and buy from them. So now, we lose the customer. We lose the dollar inflow. Less dollar inflow means the pot starts drying up again. You see the circle? Inflation makes our exports expensive. Exports drop. Dollars reduce. The Naira falls. Prices rise even more. And this inflation also changes what we buy. If rice from Katsina costs 90,000 naira per bag and imported Thai rice costs $67, which is 100,000 naira, most people will buy the local rice. But if inflation or banditry pushes Katsina rice to 108,000 naira, suddenly Thai rice is cheaper. Customers switch to what they can afford. Importers import more Thai rice, meaning more dollars leave Nigeria. You get it? And people don't have time to think this through. You're in the market, you see 2 bags of rice. One is 108,000 naira. The other one is 100,000 naira. You just pick the one that is 100,000 naira, and that's all you did. That is how the small decisions we make at the market affect the big thing called exchange rate. So, what else can the government do? They have got 3 main tools. 1, when government cuts spending, which means fewer projects, fewer contracts, and then less money circulates. People buy less, demand drops, and prices stop rising fast. Here's another one that is familiar to all of us. When taxes go up, so government will just increase tax. When taxes go up, people and businesses have less to spend, so demand drops. And when demand drops, prices also drop. The third one we talked about earlier. We talked about increasing interest rates. So borrowing becomes expensive, so fewer people and companies take loans to buy or expand. Less spending equals slower inflation. But each of these tools has wahala. Less government spending means fewer jobs and delayed salaries. Higher taxes go choke citizens and small businesses. Higher interest rates make loans impossible for everyone, especially farmers and shop owners. So yes, these measures reduce inflation, but they also slow down the economy. It is like treating your headache by smashing your toe with a hammer. The pain leaves your head, but goes to your feet. Now, here is the most dangerous solution: pegging the exchange rate. That is when the government says, guys, wanna come together. No matter what happens going forward, from today, $1 will be equal to 1,000 naira. It sounds nice. iPhone 17 Pro will be 1 million naira or 1.1 million naira. The currency will be stable, predictable, peaceful. Importers love it. Travelers rejoice. You can now go on that vacation without doing rituals. But behind the scenes, the central bank is burning through dollars to keep that promise. Every time someone wants to change Naira to dollars, CBN must release from that dollar pot to maintain 1,000 Naira equals to $1. If exports are not bringing in new dollars, the pot empties faster and faster. And when people notice the pot is getting dry, they rush to buy dollars before it finishes. That panic makes demand rise even more. The CBN then sells even faster to defend the rate. Then one day, boom, the pot empties. Black market rate shoots up. 1,500 Naira, 2,000 Naira, 2,500 Naira. And government finally says, we can't defend it again. Abeg, we didn't kill anybody. We can't defend the Naira again. So, they allow the Naira to fall to its true market value. That is the devaluation cycle. And Nigeria has lived through it again and again. So, what is the solution? It is production. Right now, crude oil gives Nigeria more than half of our export dollars. One product, one point of failure. If oil price drops, Nigeria catches pneumonia. Once the doctor say oil price don't crash, or there's something wrong with oil price, we're in big soup. We need to start producing what we use and exporting what others need. We need an environment where businesses can thrive, where factories have power, farmers have roads, goods can move safely. In this environment, Nigeria starts earning real dollars, not borrowed ones. Every small business that exports a bag of shea butter or a piece of leather shoe is helping fill that big dollar pot. When the pot fills, the Naira relaxes, prices stabilize, confidence returns. But until then, we are stuck in a circle. Import, panic, borrow, repeat. Maybe the system wasn't built to keep us broke. Maybe it just punishes us for not producing. So, the next time bread price jumps, or your mechanic tells you, Oga, dollar don't rise, your steering rack na 2 million naira, you will know it's not just inflation. It is the system working exactly as designed. If you learned something new today, share this video. If you have something to say, why not go and say it in the comment section? But you just say you're free. Go ahead and share the video. Because the more Nigerians understand how money really works, the harder it becomes to keep us broke.